Okay, so today we're going to be doing adding of decimals, and I'm going to show you two different ways. I would suggest you do the first one because that's the way you know how to do it. But the second one, you just need to know what it looks like, so when you see it on a test or the FSA or a quiz or something, you're like, okay, I know what he's talking about. I can do it this way, and I can find the answer anyways. Okay, so if I give you something like this. What did you have to do? Yeah, I know it's adding. That's what that little symbol means. But what do you have to do this? Line them up, right? And you guys were always taught line them up over here on the right-hand side and then add them. And 8 plus 2 is 10, right? And you guys all know that. Do I put a 10 down here like this? No, what do I put down? The 0. And what do I do with that 1? Carry it over here, right? And then you go to the next column and you add 6 plus 4 plus 1 is 11. You guys learned this, right? What you didn't realize what you were doing when your teachers in first grade was teaching you how to add these up, they were saying line them up. You know what they were actually telling you to do? They were actually telling you to line up the decimals because there is no decimal there, but that's what you're lining up. If you got that concept, that is exactly what you're doing today. So I can give you the exact same problem. You can add them together by lining them up. Just like we did the other day when we were doing comparison, I'm going to bring that decimal over here. What number's in front of the decimal? The 6. Behind it is the 2. Now I can add it. Does it change how I add? No. 8 plus 2 is 10, carry the 0, put the 0 down, carry the 1. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 1 is 11. The only difference today is you got to put the decimal in there. Well, guess where your decimal goes? Straight down. I know, hard stuff. Okay, line up your decimals, add it as normal, and then bring your decimal down. That's it. Any questions? Now, it does get a little tricky sometimes. How do I do this? Line up your decimal. Decimal right here, right? What number's in front of the decimal? In front of it? Nothing. What's behind it? 521. Now, adding, so I add this up and I go, this is weird because it's offset, right? They're not lined up, but your decimals are lined up. I gave you a hint the other day. What do you think you're going to do today with this? Remember filling your blanks with zeros? This is why I was telling you this the other day. There's blanks, right? This is a blank. Let's put a 0 there. There's a blank there, right? There's a 0. There's a blank here. Put a 0 in there, right? Now everything's perfectly lined up. It makes it a lot easier to add. 1 plus 0 is? 0 plus 2 is? 8 plus 5 is? How much? 13. What number do I put down? 3. Carry the 1. 1 plus 6 plus 0? 7. Yay! Oh, what do I need to do? Where do I put the decimal? Straight down. Your answer is 7.321. This is it. That's it today. Okay? I think you guys are going to do very well because you know, hey, all I got to do is line up my decimals and add it. Where you're going to make your mistakes, and I can't fix that, is carelessness. Just like I heard somebody say, 8 plus 5 is 12. You know how to add. You've lined up your decimal. You did all the hard thing. You just added wrong. That's going to be on you. This is basically what you're doing on 3.8. Okay? That's all it is. Add decimals. And how many of you were taught how to add it sideways? You guys can do that, right? No. What have you been taught to do? Line them up. Line them up, fill in your blanks with zeros, and then add it up and bring your decimal down. Don't try to do this in your head and go sideways because you're going to mess yourself up. I know, heaven forbid. Let's put your decimal, line it up. What numbers are in front? What numbers are behind? 891. Now what do I do? Fill in blanks with zeros. There's a blank, add it up. 1 plus 0, 9 plus 2, 11, 1 down, 1 up, 8 plus 3 plus 1, 12, 2 down, 1 up, 8 plus 5 plus 1, 14, carry the 1, 1 plus 6 plus 0, 7. And finally, bring your decimal straight down. So your answer is 74.211. All right, any questions? That one I think you're going to fly through because it's just straight up adding. The one that's going to be a little tricky today is going to be, it'll say draw a picture of how to add decimals. All right, here's the key. If you get this, you're going to be set. When dealing with this, what place is right in front of the decimal? Ones or the whole number, right? Right behind it is tenths, and right behind that is hundredths, right? Now, this is going to be the key. Ones, tenths, hundredths. This is going to be your key to drawing pictures. If you can catch this, you'll be fine on the whole thing. This is one whole flat. Got it? One whole flat, which means all your flats will be right in front of the decimal. This is called a rod, and it's 1/10. It takes 10 rods to make one hole. Everybody understand how this works? So that's why it's tenths. And then I got these little tiny things were called units. Guess how many of these units it's going to take to make one of these? 100. So that's why we put it in the hundredths place. Okay? So if you can remember this, flats are always the first number in front of the decimal, which is your ones. The rods are always tenths. Hundredths are always the units. Always think about this small little thing. It takes 100 of them to make one of these. It takes 10 of these to make one of those. Okay? Having said that, this is how you draw your pictures. Okay? Everybody with me so far? 2.3. If I was drawing this as a picture, how would I draw 2? What would I draw 2 of? 2 flats, right? So I would have 2 flats, and then what? 3 rods, right? 1, 2, 3 rods. If I did this one over here, what would I have? 1 flat and 5 rods, right? What if I just took this and put them over here with these? Everybody with me so far? Well, how many rods do I have? I have 8 rods, right? And I know 8 comes right behind, the 8 rods is right behind the decimal. How many flats do I have? 3. Guess what your answer should be if you did this correctly? You line it up and you have 2.3 and 1.5. You line up your decimals. 5 plus 3 is 8. 2 plus 1 is 3. Bring your decimal down. You get the same thing. This is a picture representation of that problem. Okay? So far, so good. Everybody with me? I'm giving you some of the easy ones right now. Let me give you a harder one. Watch this. $1.8 plus 3.5. Everybody with me? Here we go. How would I draw this? 1 flat. 8 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How would I draw this? 3 flats. I'm gonna just put it underneath there like we're adding it, right? So 1, 2, 3 flats and 5 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you were doing this, you would have 13 rods and 4 flats. Is that my answer? It's 4.13? No, watch. Here's why. Do I have enough rods to make a flat? How many rods do I need to make a flat? 10. Do I have at least 10 of them here? Can't I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Can I take these 10 right here and turn it into another flat? Now how many rods do I have left? I have 3 rods. How many flats do I have? 5. Let's check ourselves. 1.8, 3.5. Line up your decimal. 8 plus 5 is what? What number do I put down? 3 down and do what? Carry the 1. Guess what I just did? That is carrying the 1. When you can take 10 away and make a flat, you just carried that 1. And then now I add it up 3, 4, 5, bring my decimal straight down, and I get 5.3. This you need to learn how to draw because you will see this on your tests and quizzes and things like that. So if I had, I'm going to get it really hard now. Ooh. How would I draw that? 2 flats. 4 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How would I draw that? 1 flat. 3 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. Can I take? Do I have 10 of these? Can I take 10 of those and turn it into a rod? So if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I took these 10 right here and changed that into another rod, do I have another 10 here that I can put together and make another rod? No, so I'm done. How many units do I have? 3. Do I have 10 rods here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can I turn that into a flat? No. I don't have a 10, so that's going to be 8. 1, 2, 3. There. Where's your decimal going to go? Behind the 3? Front of the 3?
In front of the 8.
Front of the 8. There we go. It's always going to be between your rods and flats. Everybody understanding this? Think so? All right, let me give you one more hard one. How would I do this if I said draw this as a picture? What would you do? Okay, you would draw this picture first, right? 2 flats. What else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rods. 8 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what do I do? Draw this picture, which is what? 3 flats. 1, 2, 3. 7 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, where do I start? Do I start with flats or do I start with units? Always start with units, just like if we were adding, you always started on the far right-hand side. Do I have any 10s that I can pull out of here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. That turns into a rod. Do I have 10? Another 10? How many do I have left? 7. So I have 7 units left. All right. Do I have any rods that I can take out of? Do I have 10 rods that I can take out and make a flat? Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a flat. Do I have another 10? No, I have what? 4. 4 rods. Do I have any flats? How many flats do I have? 5. Where's your decimal go? Between your flats and your rods, right? 5 flats, 4 rods, 5.47. Let's just double check. How would I double check to see if I did this right? Addie? Okay, I looked at the drawing and it looks right to me. But how do I prove if it's right or not? Miracle? Add them up, right? Line up our decimals and add them up. Let's see. 2.68 plus line up decimals, 3.79. 9 plus 8 is 17, carry the 1. 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 1 is 14, carry the 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Bring down your decimal. 6, I'm sorry, I messed up. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, that's why we check ourselves, okay? Some of you are asking, well, why can't I just add that up and then draw that? Right? Wouldn't that make a lot more sense? Just add it, because that's easy, and then just draw 6 flats, 4 rods, and 7 units, and I'm done. This is showing how we are taking the original problems and turning it into the answer, okay? By regrouping some of these other ones. Yes, sir?
But can we, add up the numbers and then
No. Not today. When it comes to your test, this is practice. Today we're practicing it so you know how to do it. When it comes to the test, I don't care how you get the answer as long as you get the right answer. Does that make sense? Okay. Here's where they get a little tricky, but not too much. Do I change how I draw this? No. How would I draw this? 2 flats? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rods. How would I draw this? 1, 2, 3, 6 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start over here. Do I have 10 of these that I can combine to make a rod? No. How many do I have? 5. Do I have 10 of these that I can combine together to make a flat? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 right there. Do I have 10 more? No. What do I have left then? 4. 4 rods. How many flats? 6. Decimal goes between flats and rods. 6.45. Let's check. 2.8 plus 3.65. Line up your decimals. Fill in your blanks with zeros. 0 plus 5 is 5. 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry the 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. Bring your decimal straight down. 6.45. Good. So far, so good. That was one of the tricky ones. Did it really trick you? Hope not. Here's the trickiest, hardest one of the day. You ready? Does it change how to do it? No. Draw this. What would I draw? 2 flats? How many rods? 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to tell you right now, some of you are going to get in such a hurry that you're going to draw 2 flats and 9 rods. And you just missed it.
Mr. Bruner?
Yes.
Addie Inez is checking out, please.
Okay. I would draw this one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rods. 2 units. Just like we've been doing. Can I combine? Do I have 10 here? Yes. I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That becomes a rod. Do I have another 10? No. How many units do I have left? 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I combine it? 6 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 flats. Decimal goes between flats and rods. Any questions on this?